It gives me great pleasure to start the Champion Parade, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like you to put your hands together for the first male of the day, Champion Chanspix's Monopolist. Monopolist is owned and was bred by David Anderson and Jean Frost. Jet is 9 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and is handled here today by Melissa. Whilst Jet was in the ring, he was awarded 8 CCs, 8 reserve CCs. He was presented with 5 Best of Breeds at Champ Show and was Best of Breed at Crufts in 2001. His group wins include Scottish Kennel Club in 2001, and he went Best in Show at North Eastern Counties Doberman Club in 2002. Melissa tells us Jet has lived with Melissa since he was a tiny baby and has been an absolute gentleman throughout and a pleasure to live with. Thank you, Melissa, for bringing him today. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Champion Lodge House, Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles was sired by Champion Joendes, I'm so excited at Zajonti, out of Fayette, Amelia to Lodge House. He is owned and was bred by Sue Brassington. Brad is 4 years old. Thank you, Sue. Whilst in the ring, Brad was awarded 3 CCs, 2 reserve CCs. He went Best in Show at the North of England Doberman Club in April 05. Brad shares his home with many other dogs, including 4 gun dogs. Sue tells us his favourite is a 16-year-old Australian Terrier called Tills, who he loves to pin to the floor and wash her all over. Thank you for bringing Brad today, Sue. Thank you. We now have Champion Amazon Licensed to Thrill, owned by Val Byrne and bred by Clive and Nancy Evans. Sired by Champion Amazon Sound Machine out of Kielto Bossy Boots. Thank you, Clive. Whilst in the ring, James was awarded 3 CCs, 4 reserve CCs. Although now 11 years old, James is still fit and active, but he does need to be helped onto the bed at night occasionally. Thank you, Clive. James is 11 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Please welcome UK, Luxembourg and Netherlands champion Gaindijk Mirko at Lake House. Owned by Jill Cashman and bred by John Hull and Lynn Glass. His sire, Italian champion Nitro Del Rio Bianco, out of Gaindijk, Molly Malone. Thank you for bringing him today. Nero is 5 years old and whilst in the ring was awarded 5 CCs, 3 reserve CCs. Nero is a multiple SARSIB winner in Holland, Belgium and Luxembourg. He won the All Winners Amsterdam show in 2004, was Eurodog Sieger in 2005, the Vice Eurodog Sieger in 03 and 04. He became the Vice Sieger at the Dutch Doberman Club and went reserve best in show at North Eastern Counties and reserve best in show at the Scottish Doberman Club. He won best of breed and group 2 at Bath and went best opposite sex at Windsor. Thank you very much for bringing Nero. Please welcome champion Joendy's I'm So Excited at Zajonti. Owned by Sharon and Andy D'Zuba, bred by Wendy Burge. He is sired by Victor von Roberlein, out of Joendy's Strikes Again. Sonny is 6 years old and is handled by Sharon today. Thank you, Sharon. Sonny by name, Sonny by nature. While Sonny was in the ring, he was awarded 5 CCs, 5 reserve CCs, and won best of breed 4 times. Sharon tells us that they had a very special event with Sonny last year. His special event for the year came when Sonny became a blood donor to help save the life of his kennel mate Bonnie, who became seriously ill and needed a blood transfusion. Sonny gave his pint of the red stuff and was promptly given the usual tea and biscuits. Thank you for being with us today, Sharon. We now have champion Salate Schumacher, owned by Tracy Feeney and bred by Graham Hunt. Basil is 10 years old. His sire, Graf Zandi Nielenstam, out of Salate Jenner. Thank you, Tracy. Whilst in the ring, Basil was awarded 5 CCs and 4 reserve CCs. Went best of breed at champ shows 3 times and won best in show at breed club championship shows 3 times. Basil has travelled a long way from Scotland to be with us today. Thank you very much indeed, Tracy. We now have one of our younger champions, champion Amazon Coldplay. Owned by Clive and Nancy Evans and Val Byrne, bred by Clive and Nancy Evans. Senna is 2 years old and was sired by champion Amazon Black Sabbath at Paroma, out of champion What's Up Pussycat. He's handled here today by Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. Whilst in the ring, Senna has been awarded 4 CCs, 2 reserve CCs and his junior warrant. He went best of breed at a champ show and his group wins include Group 1 at Birmingham National 2007. He was top puppy in 2006 and currently the breed's top sire. Thank you, Nancy, for being here today. Please welcome champion Sunnydore Hellfire at Tarshan. Owned by Richard and Jan Meredith, bred by Mr. and Mrs. Quigley. Reuben is 5 years old and was sired by Manster's Hooray Henry, out of Sunnydore Charlie's Angel. He's handled here today by his owner, Richard. Thank you, Richard. Whilst in the ring, Rubin was awarded 4 CCs and 3 reserve CCs. He was awarded 2 Best of Breeds at all breed championship shows and went best in show at a championship show. Rubin has been nicknamed Rambo after getting lost and surviving for a whole week of -3 degrees in rain and sleet on the Welsh mountains. He was found sharing a field with horses, and I know Richard and his wife worked extremely hard to get him back and get him fit and well again. Thank you for being here. We now have, ladies and gentlemen, champion Krieger Storm, owned by Penny McElroy Stracey and bred by John McElroy. Sam is nearly 10 years old and was sired by champion Tavies Uproar of Davway out of Krieger, Pandora. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for people that have travelled very many miles to be with us today. Thank you, Penny. Whilst in the ring, Sam was awarded 3 CCs and 4 reserve CCs and his junior warrant. He went best of breed at Working Breeds of Wales and has his Kennel Club Good Citizens Bronze Award. Sam lives at home with another 4 Dobes and also has to put up with a little Minpin who thinks she is the boss, and I think Sam will let her think that. Thank you for being with us. We now have champion Amazon Black Sabbath at Paroma, owned by Clive and Nancy Evans and Steve Rome. He was bred by Clive and Nancy. Paris is 3.5 years old and was sired by champion Carneve, Golden Child to Amazon, out of Amazon Infatuation at Paroma. Is handled here today by Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. Whilst in the ring, Paris was awarded 12 CCs, 10 reserve CCs and his junior warrant. He won Best of Breed at Champ Shows 10 times, and his group wins at Champ Shows include Group 1 East of England, Group 2 Border Union, Group 4 National Working and Pastoral Breeds and Richmond in 07. He went best in show at the North of England Doberman Club. Apparently he suffers Tourette's, but I think that's a joke. I'm not quite sure that that's true. I think that's because he's quite a happy boy. He was best of breed at Crufts in 2006. Paris had a major emergency operation for torsion shortly after Crufts 06 and made a remarkable recovery, and he has since gone on to win and amass 10 CCs. He is totally in love with Nancy. Thank you very much, Nancy. Please welcome English and Irish champion Talacray Bison's Boy at Supita, owned by Peter Mycroft and David Gelderd, bred by David Gelderd and Lisa Sawyer. Boris is 6 years old. His sire, multi-champion Bison van Ofter Eektout, out of champion Slate Striptease, is handled here today by his owner, Peter. Thank you, Peter. Whilst in the ring, Boris was awarded 25 CCs, 15 reserve CCs and his junior warrant. He has gone best of breed at champ shows 20 times, and his group wins include 2 Group 1, 4 Group 2, 2 Group 3 and 3 Group 4s. He went best in show at 3 Counties Championship Show in 2005 and reserve best in show at Working and Pastoral Breeds Championship Show in 2004. Earlier this year, Boris was diagnosed with a kidney problem, and although this is incurable, he has responded well to treatment. We're pleased to be able to bring him here today back to his old self again. Thank you very much, Peter and Boris. We now welcome one of our other elderly gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, Champion Otherton's Country Gent, owned by Eileen Matthews and bred by Lynn and Paul Rock. He's sired by Champion Amazon Sound Machine out of Otherton's Touch of Genius. Benson is nearly 10 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and handled today by his owner, Eileen. Whilst in the ring, Benson was awarded 4 CCs, 1 reserve CC. He went best of breed at a championship show once and won best in show. Benson also has Good Citizens Awards, bronze, silver and gold. Eileen is very proud that Benson visits a Shropshire hospice and the patients used to love him to bits. Thank you very much, Eileen. We now welcome into the ring Champion Paroma Dark Impressions of Jasperico, owned by Paul and Alison Richardson, bred by Steve Rome. His sire, Champion Soleil Schumacher, out of Paroma Achievement. Max is 4 years old and is handled by his owner today, Paul. Thank you very much indeed. In his career, Max won 4 CCs, 1 reserve and his junior warrant. He went best of breed at Midland Counties and Paignton Championship shows. Max was bought at 14 weeks old as a rehome and has surpassed our wildest dreams. We never believed he would become a champion. Congratulations and well done. Thank you for being here today. Please welcome Champion Amazon Under Fire at Liaison, owned by Alison Swain and bred by Clive and Nancy Evans. Oz is 5 years old and was sired by Joe Endy's Robin the Hood out of Champion Amazon Sinful Skinful. Thank you very much, Alison. Whilst in the ring, Oz was awarded 3 CCs and 5 reserve CCs and went best of breed once at a championship show. Oz got his first CC and best of breed at only 17 months of age. Thank you very much for being with us today, Oz and Alison. We now welcome Champion Sunnydore Crime Stopper, owned by Jean Quigley and Sue Day, bred by Jean and Hilton Quigley. Trevor is 8 years old. His sire, Manster's Hooray Henry, out of Sunnydore, Charlie's Angel. He's handled here today by Sue. Thank you, Sue. Whilst in the ring, Trevor was awarded 28 CCs and 19 reserve CCs and his junior warrant. He went best of breed 23 times and was awarded a Group 1, 1 Group 2, 1 Group 3 and 1 Group 4. He went best in show 8 times. He was also the finalist at Pedigree Champion Stakes 2004. Thank you, Sue. Please welcome champion Aritor Heracles at Brintala. He's owned by Karen and Colin Wakefield and was bred by Martin and Jay Horgan. Brinley is 3 years old. His sire, international and multi-champion, Tamerlan, is Slavnoy Schlei. Out of Netherlands champion Aritor Dominatrix. He's handled here today by Martin, who bred him. Thank you very much, Martin. Whilst in the ring, Brinley was awarded 3 CCs, 4 reserve CCs. He also went best in show at a championship show. His working obedience awards include the Luxembourg Trophy winner, and he has 5 green stars. Colin and Karen Wakefield tell me at home he is fun, loving and devoted with a temperament that is bomb-proof. He is shown in Europe and Ireland and has great success in both countries. He has gained 5 green stars and recently became a Luxembourg Trophy winner. Colin and Karen are very proud of their first show dog becoming a champion. Thank you for being here today. Please welcome champion Krieger Endurance, another boy that's travelled many miles to be here today. He is owned by Mrs. Rose Campbell and was bred by John McElroy. Mac is 4.5 years old and is handled here today by John. Thank you, John. Mac's show wins include 3 CCs, 2 reserve CCs. At 4.5, he's one of our prime champions in the ring these days, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being with us today, John. One of our more recent champions, ladies and gentlemen, welcome champion Woodbury Serengeti Sky, owned by Mike and Debbie Stansbury and bred by Mike and Debbie. Dutch is 5 years old. He's handled here today by a very proud owner, Debbie. Thank you very much, Debbie. Whilst in the ring, Dutch was awarded 3 CCs and 1 reserve CC, and he won his junior warrant. With one of those CCs, he went best of breed, and we are delighted to see him here today with us in the prime. Thank you very much, Debbie. I'm going to ask all the dogs to return into the ring so you can have one last look at them collectively. So if you'd put your hands together, please, for the male champions today. Thank you. How wonderful to see so many champions giving us such wonderful support today at our champion parade. All looking fit, well, healthy, fabulous condition. Some of them at really good ages. Let's hope they're all with us in 4 years' time when we do another champion parade. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for the males. Please welcome into the ring champion Arbroden Legacy of Love. Owned and bred by Paul and Angela Andre. Her sire, champion Israelite Take a Chance on Me at Ottier, out of Irish champion Amazon Love Potion at Arbroden. Leah is 6 years and 9 months old and is handled here today by her owner, Paul. Thank you very much, Paul. Whilst in the ring, Leah was awarded 3 CCs and her junior warrant. Paul and Angela tell me Leah was number 13 in her litter, bringing much luck with her. She is a bit of a Houdini, making her an escape artist, taking after her sire, who was also a great escape artist. She also recently swallowed a salad potato which got stuck, so had to be removed. An expensive girl recently at £640. Thank you for being with us today, Leah. Please welcome Irish champion Amazon Love Potion at Arbroden. Owned by Paul and Angela Andre, bred by Clive and Nancy Evans. Her sire, champion Joendy's Kilowatt, out of Tweedle Cantata at Amazon. Dina is 10 years and 1 day old today, ladies and gentlemen, and is handled by her owner, Angela. Thank you. Whilst in the ring, Dina was awarded 2 CCs and 2 reserve CCs. She went best of breed on 2 occasions, has 5 green stars, 3 reserve green stars, 1 Sarsib and a Group 4. Dina was the overall winner at the Doberman Classic competition in 2004. Angela tells us that Dina likes nothing more than sitting next to you on the sofa with her head and cheek right against yours and having cuddles. Thank you for being here today. We now have champion Sir Peter's Top Tip for Mavson. Owned by Steve and Tracy Bostock, bred by Sue Mycroft. She is sired by Joendy's Robin the Hood, out of Salate, Dixie. Blaze is 4 years old and is handled by Steve today. Thank you, Steve. Whilst in the ring, Blaze was awarded 3 CCs and 2 reserve CCs. She was best of breed 3 times and went best in show twice. We're very delighted to see Blaze with us today. Thank you very much, Steve. Another lady that's had a long journey. Please welcome champion Connect Moret. Owned by Robert Downey and bred by Robert. Her sire, Victor on Robberline, out of Connect Margarita. Kai is 9 years old and is handled by Robert today. Thank you, Robert. Kaya was awarded 9 CCs and 9 reserve CCs. Her best of breed wins include Scottish Kennel Club and the National Working and Pastoral breeds. Kaya has won veteran bitch at Crufts for the last 2 years. Her most recent veteran win was at Paynton in 2007, the Veteran Stakes at Birmingham City. Kaya still loves showing and has a wonderful ring presence. She is a true showgirl. Thank you, Robert, for being here. One of our older ladies here today, ladies and gentlemen, Champion Khedive What a Fusspot, owned by Carol and Michael Davis and bred by Corinne Wallace. Lizzie is 11 years and 1 month old, ladies and gentlemen. Her sire, Davy's Ultimate Achievement, out of Puckman's Honky Tonk Woman. She's handled here today by the lady that showed her in the ring, Sue Mycroft. Thank you very much, Sue. Lizzie was awarded 6 CCs and 5 reserve CCs, 2 of them with best of breed, and her group wins include Group 3 at City of Birmingham in 1999, and she also went best in show. Lizzie won the Top 20 2000 competition at Heathrow Park Hotel in 2000. Carol tells me she loves going to Manor Pharmacy for her worming tablets and a chocolate biscuit. She gets one, but her and Michael never do. Thank you for being with us today. Another lady that we're all delighted to see here from Scotland today, ladies and gentlemen, Salate Striptease, owned by Tracy Feeney and bred by Graham Hunt. Sired by Graf Zandi von Nielenstam out of Salate, Jena. Jana is 10 years old and is handled today by a very proud owner, Tracy Feeney. Thank you, Tracy. Jana was awarded 7 CCs and 1 reserve CC. She went best of breed at Crufts twice, in 1999 and 2000. Her group wins include the working group at Crufts in 99 and Group 3 in 2000 at Crufts. Truly fabulous wins. Thank you for being here, Tracy. Thank you very much. Please welcome Champion Aritor Hypnotique, owned by Billy and Joss Henderson, Hugh and Jewel Fleming. She was bred by Martin and Jay Horgan. Her sire, multi-champion Tamerlan Izzy Slavnoistai, out of Dutch champion Aritor Dominatrix. Xena is 3 years old and is handled today by Billy Henderson, her owner. Thank you, Billy. In her show career, Xena has been awarded 16 CCs and 5 reserve CCs, 12 of them with best of breed, and her group wins include Blackpool, Windsor and Driffield in 07 and reserve best in show at Windsor also. 8 of her wins have been Irish Championship shows, best in shows at Irish All-Breed Championship shows, and 3 reserve best in shows in Ireland also. She is the top Irish Doberman and the top bitch UK in 05, 06 and 07. Billy tells us that Xena is the ultimate show dog. She loves the spotlight. When she has applause from the crowd, she knows she has won and jumps into Billy's arms. Thank you, Billy, for bringing that lovely, excitable young lady today. Please welcome UK champion Cyberfelt's Hell of an Angel, owned and bred by Matt Holmes. Her sire, multi-champion Bison van Ofter Eekhout, out of Meisel Lady in Red at Cyberveld. Ellie is nearly 6 years old and is handled by Matt today, her owner. Thank you, Matt. In her show career, Ella was awarded 7 CCs and 5 reserve CCs, one of them with Best of Breed. Ella was also the best female at Crufts in 2003. Quite an accolade, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Matt, for being with us today. Please welcome champion Jojavic Dance Floor Diva, owned and bred by Jackie and Victoria Ingram. Her sire, Joendi Robin the Hood, out of Markavy Rhythm and Dance from Carneve. Jana is 4 years old and is handled here today by her owner, Victoria. Thank you. Jana was awarded 3 CCs, 6 reserve CCs and her junior warrant. She went Best of Breed at North Eastern Counties Doe Club, Best in Show in 2006. Jana won her first reserve CC at 6 months old and her first CC at 12 months old. She won the Reserve CC and Best Puppy in Breed at Crufts in 2004. Thank you, Jana, for being here today. Please welcome champion Slate Smugs Lady for DJO2, owned by David Jebson and bred by Graham Hunt. Her sire, Victor von Roberline, her dam, Slate Striptease. Lucy is 4.5 years old and is owned by a very proud owner, David Jebson. Thank you, David. Lucy was awarded 3 CCs and 1 reserve CC. She has won her Kennel Club Good Citizens Bronze, Silver and Gold and the Midland Doberman Club Diplomas 1, 1A, 2, 2A, 3 and 3A. Lucy also won Group 4 at 3 counties in 2006 and was Best of Breed at 3 counties 2006. David tells us that Lucy is a mischievous girl but has had great fun in her partnership with her. He would not change her for the world and loves her to bits. Thank you, David, for being here. Please welcome Chan Rose Talking Point, owned by Rosie Lane and bred by Rosie. Topic is 9 years and 4 months old. Her sire, Dizone Prime Time, out of Sean Rose, Don't Look Back from Regenka. Topic is handled here today by our owner, Rosie. Thank you, Rosie. Whilst in the ring, Topic was awarded 4 CCs and 4 reserve CCs, going best of breed with one of them. Thank you very much, Rosie, for being with us. We now have one of our younger champions, champion Tri-Storm in association with Ash Lane, owned by Tim and Lita Lanchbury and bred by Mike and Irene Pagan. Her sire, champion Tri-Storm Highlander, out of Tri-Storm Temptation. Lola is 3 years old and is handled here today by her owner, Lita. Thank you. Whilst being campaigned, Lola has notched up 7 CCs and 4 reserve CCs, 4 of those with best of breed. Thank you, Lola, and thank you, Lita. Well done. Please welcome champion Sue Peters, Witchy Woman, owned and bred by Sue Mycroft, sired Victor von Roverline, out of Salate, Dixie. Polo is 7 years old. She's handled here today by a very proud owner, Sue Mycroft. Thank you, Sue. In her career, Polo was awarded 3 CCs and 4 reserve CCs, her junior warrant, and also got best of breed with one of those CCs. Her working awards include Good Citizens Bronze, Silver and Gold, and the Middle and Doberman Test 1 and 1A. Polo has always been nicknamed Pogo because she does exactly that, and it seems that it's hereditary because her daughter Queenie is an expert at it also. Thank you, Polo. We now have champion Aritor, surprisingly sober, owned by Lynn Tilley and bred by Martin Horgan and Jay Kershaw. Her sire, champion Myendis Sober Up, out of Crisley Centerfold of Aritor. Honey is 7 years old and is handled here today by Lynn, who I think Lynn used to campaign her. Nice to see you here today. Thank you. Whilst in the ring, Honey was awarded 4 CCs and 8 reserve CCs, 2 of them with best of breed. She went reserve best puppy in show at National Working and Pastoral Breeds in 2000. Thank you for bringing Honey here today, Lynn. Thank you. Please welcome champion Sunnydore Super Tramp, owned by Mrs. Quigley, Sue Day and June Piper. She was bred by Jean Quigley and Sue Day. Her sire, champion Cambria's Irish Rebellion, out of Sunnydore, Charlie's Angel. Saren is 3 years old and is handled proudly here today by June. Thank you, June. To date, Saren has been awarded 15 CCs, 6 reserve CCs and her junior warrant. She won Group 4 at Darlington in 2005 and has 2 Best in Show at Championship shows. She is Top Bitch 2006 and joined Top Doberman in 2007. Saren is the first UK champion produced by artificial insemination and has had a very successful career. We look forward to seeing her even more. Thank you, June. Please welcome champion Sir Peter's Lion Eyes for Sizzling, owned by Jean Walker, bred by Sue Mycroft, sired by Victor von Robberlein out of Salate, Dixie. Dandy is 7 years old and is handled here today by Jean. Thank you, Jean. Her working awards include many first place in Doberman obedience and many first place in all breeds open obedience. Dandy is currently the only Doberman competing in the Midland Open Obedience Show Circuit. Although she is the only Doberman competing in open obedience, nevertheless she is a very naughty girl. Although she is now a veteran, she still thinks she is a puppy. Thank you very much, Jean, for bringing Dandy today. Please welcome champion Amazon She Will Be Loved, owned by Clive and Nancy Evans, Martin Thompson and Pauline Thompson. She was bred by Clive and Nancy Evans, and her pet name is Lou, and she's aged 2.5. She's handled here today, ladies and gentlemen, by Nancy, one of her owners. Thank you very much. Lou is 2.5 and up to press has been awarded 4 CCs, 1 reserve CC, 3 best of breeds and 1 group 4. She was awarded the CC and best of breed at Scottish Kennel Club in August 07, the CC and best of breed at Peterborough 06, the CC at South Wales in 06. Thank you very much for bringing Lou along today, Nancy. Please show your appreciation for such a wonderful display. Thank you. It's been an absolute thrill to see so many enthusiastic people support us today on our Ruby Anniversary Championship show. The Midland Doberman Club officers and committee would like to thank you all most sincerely for taking part in this champion parade and making it the success it has been. Thank you all very much indeed.
When I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself up. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. 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 Stand